4 stands, a pitch in the middle, built somewhere flat and practical. It's a blueprint that has worked for over a century. But what happens when geography refuses to cooperate? When space disappears? When terrain becomes the biggest opponent? Around the world, some stadiums ignore that blueprint entirely. Some are carved into rock. Some sit beside airport runways. Others float on water or exist at altitudes where breathing alone becomes a challenge. Today, we're exploring the stadiums that shouldn't exist, places where engineering had to outthink geography, and where football found a way to thrive against the odds. From ancient quarries to futuristic megaprojects, this is football in impossible places. Number 1. Portugal, Estádio Municipal de Braga. Opened in 2003 for UEFA Euro 2004 and holding 30,286 spectators, Braga is home to SC Braga in Portugal's Primeira Liga. But statistics barely explain this stadium. To create it, engineers blasted into Monte Castro quarry, carving space directly out of solid rock. Behind one goal stands a towering exposed rock face rising vertically above the pitch. There are only 2 large stands running down the length of the field. Neither goal end houses traditional seating. One end opens completely to the skyline. The other is pure geological wall. The rock isn't decorative, it's structural presence. Overhead, steel cables stretch between the 2 stands in place of a conventional roof, giving the stadium a suspended industrial aesthetic. Construction reportedly cost over $80 million, partly due to the excavation complexity. On European nights, the quarry reflects sound back towards the pitch, creating a deep echo that feels different from any enclosed bowl. It doesn't feel built, it feels unearthed, from carved stone to natural monuments. Number 2, Mexico, Estadio BBVA. Opened in 2015 at a cost of roughly $200 million. Estadio BBVA holds around 53,500 and serves as home to CF Monterrey. But what dominates every television broadcast isn't the stadium, it's Cerro de la Silla. The mountain rises dramatically behind the structure, so perfectly framed that it sometimes looks artificial. The stadium was deliberately oriented to maximize that backdrop. Designed with a steep south stand to intensify acoustics, Monterrey supporters create one of the loudest atmospheres in Liga MX. It will also host matches during the 2026 FIFA World Cup, meaning that Mountain Silhouette will soon feature on the sport's biggest stage. Here, modern architecture bows to ancient geography, from mountain theater to Adriatic coastline. Number 3. Croatia, Stadion Kantrida. Originally opened in 1913 and used by HNK Rijeka until 2015, Kantrida held just over 10,000 fans. It sat wedged between a limestone cliff and the Adriatic Sea. Few professional stadiums in Europe have ever existed in such a compressed space. From certain angles, the sea shimmered beyond the stands. Strong coastal winds frequently influenced matches, adding a tactical element dictated by geography. Because expansion space was limited, redevelopment proposals have remained complex and controversial. It wasn't surrounded by nature, it was trapped between it, from coastline compression to English tradition. Number 4. England, Kenilworth Road. Opened in 1905 and holding just over 12,000, Kenilworth Road is home to Luton Town. This stadium didn't fight geography, it adapted to community. Built directly within a residential neighborhood, expansion was always limited by surrounding terraced housing. The away end is accessed through a narrow corridor between houses, where visiting supporters walk past back gardens and front doors to reach their seats. There are no grand boulevards, no commercial plazas. It's football stitched into urban fabric. Promotion to the Premier League forced modern upgrades while retaining its compact footprint, a balancing act between history and top-flight requirements, from tight terraces to vertical ambition. Number 5. Serbia, Stadion Voždovac. Holding just over 5,000, this Belgrade stadium was completed in 2013 atop a shopping center. Space constraints in the area made horizontal expansion impossible, so they built upward. The structure required reinforced roofing systems capable of supporting a full-size pitch and stands above retail units. From the street, shoppers move beneath professional football. And yes, it raises the obvious question. If someone launches the ball high enough, does it drop into traffic? Netting prevents that scenario. But few grounds in the world combine commerce and competition so literally, from rooftops to runways. Number 6. Gibraltar, Victoria Stadium. With capacity around 5,000, Victoria Stadium is Gibraltar's national ground. Gibraltar is squeezed between the Mediterranean Sea and the Rock of Gibraltar. Land is scarce. The stadium and Gibraltar International Airport share the same narrow strip of territory. Aircraft taxi and takeoff just meters beyond the pitch. During major fixtures, jet engines can temporarily drown out commentary. Where else do corner kicks compete with aircraft? UEFA requirements have forced upgrades over the years, but relocation options remain limited. From urban constraint to Arctic isolation. Number 7. Norway, Henningsvær Stadion. Located in the Lofoten Islands, this small community pitch sits within the Arctic Circle. There are no towering stands, just artificial turf, surrounded by ocean and jagged mountain peaks. Drone footage made it globally famous, but it remains a local pitch used by amateur teams. Harsh winter conditions and coastal winds make maintenance challenging. Here, football exists not because it is practical, but because it is loved. From frozen isolation to rainforest humidity. Number 8. Brazil, Arena da Amazônia. Built for the 2014 FIFA World Cup at a cost exceeding $300 million, this 44,000-seat stadium sits in Manaus, deep in the Amazon rainforest. Construction materials had to be transported via river barges due to limited road access. The exterior design was inspired by indigenous basket-weaving patterns. Post-tournament, usage has been debated due to lower domestic attendance figures. But as a symbol, it remains powerful. World football, planted in the heart of the jungle, from rainforest heat to extreme altitude. Number 9. Peru, Estadio Daniel Alcides Carrion. Situated in Cerro de Pasco at over 400 meters above sea level, this is the highest professional football stadium in the world. Capacity is around 8,000. At this altitude, oxygen levels are significantly lower. Visiting teams often arrive days early to acclimatize. Sprint recovery slows. Fatigue sets in faster. Here, geography becomes a tactical factor. It doesn't just frame the match, it shapes it, from thin air to tropical density. Number 10. Maldives, Razmi Dandu Stadium. Located in the densely populated capital of Malé, this 11,150-seat stadium sits on a small island footprint surrounded by ocean. Land reclamation projects shape the country's growth. Expansion space is limited. sea level rise adds long-term uncertainty, yet the stadium remains central to Maldivian national football identity, from island compression to desert engineering. Number 11. United Arab Emirates, Hazar bin Zayed Stadium. Opened in 2014 and holding 25,000, this Al Ain Stadium features a distinctive palm-inspired lattice facade. Designed for extreme desert conditions, airflow and shading were integrated into the architecture. The facade helps regulate temperature while creating a unique visual identity. Climate-shaped construction decisions at every stage, from desert design to modular ambition. Number 12, Qatar, Stadium 974. Built for the 2022 FIFA World Cup, this 40,000-seat venue was constructed from 974 shipping containers. The modular design allowed dismantling after the tournament. It challenged the notion that global tournament stadiums must be permanent monuments. Temporary architecture on football's biggest stage, from container steel to floating platforms. Number 13, Singapore, Marina Bay Floating Platform. Anchored in Marina Bay, this floating platform can host up to 30,000 spectators for major events. The pitch sits on a pontoon structure engineered to remain stable against water movement. Skyscrapers frame the skyline behind it. Football played on water in one of the world's most expensive cities, from land scarcity to elite constraint. Number 14, Monaco, Stade Louis XVI. Holding just over 18,500, this stadium was constructed over a road and parking complex. In one of the world's smallest nations, horizontal space simply didn't exist. The design reflects Monaco's constant negotiation with geography. Elite European football built vertically, from compressed cities to compressed sound. Number 15, Argentina, La Bombonera. Opened in 1940 and holding around 54,000, Boca Juniors' home is defined by its asymmetry. Three sides curve steeply upward. One side stands flatter and more vertical due to surrounding urban buildings. The result is an acoustic chamber. Opponents describe the ground physically vibrating during major matches. Architecture shaped by limitation became cultural identity. And finally, the future. Saudi Arabia. The proposed NEOM Stadium. Concept visuals show a pitch suspended within a vertical megacity structure as part of the line development. If built as envisioned, it would redefine what a stadium can be. From quarries carved by dynamite to pitches floating on water. From Arctic isolation to 400-300 meters above sea level. These stadiums prove football does not surrender to geography. It transforms impossible locations into sacred ground. So which stadium was your favorite? And if you could design your own stadium anywhere in the world, where would you build it? Let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching Football Maps Explained. Until next time, keep exploring the beautiful game.